3 weeks ago, I invited you to begin observing relationships for no other purpose than to just figure out what you like and what you don't like. To become really aware of how do you like to be treated. And then I invited you to look at the energy exchange in relationships. No judgment, no projection, just what are you giving and what are you getting? And how's that working out for you? So the last 3 weeks have really just been about observing who you are interacting with others to get a sense of what's working for you, what feels good. We're going to build on that today and go a little bit deeper into this. Do you remember when we talked about two realities? Wholeness, humanness. And we use that two realities chart as a template all the way through our level one adventure. All the way through, we began asking the question, who am I? Am I on this side of the chart or am I in this side of the chart? And we became conscious and we spoke with one another about our intention to move from this side of the chart into this one, to be in our wholeness here in the human experience. Two realities, two very different realities. And we became conscious that it's a choice and that it requires some skills and tools and intention to move out of humanness into our wholeness. And that really was our whole journey together, those 4 months, right? That's really what we were doing, was becoming more conscious of which mode we're in. Lo and behold, relationships fall into two categories. There are relationships in wholeness, and there are relationships in humanness. Now, some of the data you've collected over the last 3 weeks, let yourself take a look at some of that. Now, in human mode, we tell a story of he did this, she did that, they are this, they that. And these human stories actually mask the energy exchange. These human stories of this is what happened, the human perspective of this is what's going on, actually mask the true energetic exchange at play. Oh, that's just, how mothers and sons are. Oh, that's what siblings do to one another. Oh, this is what you can expect in corporate America. These are human stories that justify why I'm getting and giving what I get and give in a relationship. These human stories actually confuse and complicate our ability to see the truth of the energy exchange. They give us a reason to push against, to blame, to go to war, to change it, to make it different, to make you wrong. They give us reasons to stay in human mode, reasons to go out there to fix it, heal it, uplift it, to have an opinion about it, to push against it, to rally against it. Reasons to keep ourselves in human mode. That's the human story. And today I'm inviting you to start letting go of the human story and let's just talk about energy exchanges. Let's get used to doing that here. Let's get used to speaking as we share in terms of I experience this. I'm thinking, feeling, doing this. This, I this. There's no they, there's no you. I am having this experience. And this is going to become more clear, I hope, by the end of today. I'm going to throw a lot of stuff at you today. And you don't have to absorb all this. I think it's recording. And this becomes the basis for everything we play with moving forward. So please do not put on yourself that you must master this by the time we get together next week. That's not what this is about whatsoever. We're uncovering a whole new rock, and there's a bunch of bugs there, and it's going to take us a little while to, sort through them and figure out what they are and which ones we want to play with. All right, everybody good? Now, in relationships, when we are in our wholeness, we take responsibility for what we give and what we get. We're actually conscious in the energy exchange of the relationship. What a concept! We create and we choose relationships that feel good. Remember, 3 weeks ago, I asked you to begin observing what relationships feel good. What do you like? How do you like to be treated? In our wholeness, we actually choose those relationships over the dysfunctional ones. We're conscious of choosing it. We like the ones that feel good, that are balanced, that feel healthy, that are satisfying. We feel safe investing ourselves deeply, freely, being outrageously who we are because we're in relationship with other conscious people who aren't judging us and expecting something different from us. When we're in our wholeness, we're actually capable of creating that kind of an energy exchange with others. In our wholeness, we don't blame others for showing up as they are, even if that disappoints us. Even if I don't like the way that you show up in your authenticity or out of your authenticity, you're not going to trigger me. I don't blame others when they don't show up the way I expect them to show up. And we stop trying to fix others. We stop trying to shape them into what we want from them. We stop trying to heal them. We stop trying to enlighten them because we know that every soul is on their own. Every soul has their own steering wheel on the highway of life, and that it's their right to steer their journey the way that they want. And we don't get involved in that unless we're invited to, or unless we're on a manifesTEAM where you've given the tour guide permission to do that. But look, those are the terms, right? That's part of what we get and give here. But with the rest of the people, we're very conscious of when we want to fix them or change them so that we can feel better in the relationship. And when we come to relationships in our own wholeness, we naturally become more balanced and conscious and present in the relationship. I mean, really present in this moment in the relationship where we're shedding co-creations that aren't healthy. We're not bringing those stories. We're not bringing that energy. We're not repeating the past. We're fresh in the moment in relationships. We're enjoying how relationships invite us in on a deeper journey into wholeness, fulfill us in a deeper way. We're much more conscious in what we're getting and aware of what price we're paying for that. What's the energy exchange? Is it worth it? Am I pleased with this energy exchange? And we take responsibility for that. So, one of the invitations as we move forward um, is to create your two realities chart of co creating with others, wholeness, humanness, and to begin becoming aware of what category your relationships fall in. Are they conscious, aware, functional, balanced, healthy, happy, enjoyable, light, playful, free? Do they work smoothly? Are they open, honest with communication? Do you feel seen and that you see the other? Are you responsible? Do you find yourself being naturally caring and compassionate, conscious, communicative? Those are some things that are on my chart for whole relationships. And then human relationships, good God, we could all write books about that one, right? But I want you to become conscious of what is it that makes that less than desirable for you. For me, those are unconscious and unaware. For me, I find that I can't have a conscious relationship with an unconscious person. It kind of defies science, doesn't it? Not only is it just downright annoying and irritable, and I don't like those relationships, it's kind of scientifically impossible that I keep expecting from somebody something that they're not capable of giving. And yet, and yet, for all these decades, I keep going back into those relationships expecting to get something that's just not scientifically possible. Have any of you ever done that? Family, lovers, children, human relationships are often dysfunctional. They're out of balance, they're unhealthy, they're challenging, they don't feel good. Knowing that you have a choice to be conscious in the world or not. Nobody's making you. So obviously, the invitation now is to deepen your awareness of who you be in your relationships. What energy are you bringing to relationships? Because I suspect that what you're going to find here over the next couple of weeks is that you are the energetic pace setter in each of your relationships. And I'm going to take us a little bit deeper there. I would like to share with you my process through unhealthy relationships. And you all know how I feel about what we do here. We're not studying energetic concepts, we're mastering them, we're having an experience with them. I throw out these kinds of scientific things not for you to memorize it and for it to become rote and you to go around and say, well, this is how how relationships work. No, it's always an invitation to do it differently for yourself. It's always a journey for you. This is not knowledge. And I want to show you this is not knowledge for me. This is how I be in the world now. And I always want to show you specific examples that help you to digest this so that you are using I language. This is your journey, and it's unlike anyone else's. So we don't make universal claims here. There's these energy laws, and then there's my relationship with them. There's my mastery in it. There's my ability to grasp it. And now, of course, to demonstrate it, to have clarity about it in such a way that I can explain it to you. That's all there is. I am in a situation. Um, these last few weeks, actually, I found myself in an unbalanced energy exchange. And the first question is, how do I know that it's out of balance and it's unhealthy? Um, I am so in touch with how I feel and how it feels to be conscious that I'm real clear when I brush up against something that doesn't feel good. And when something, anything, doesn't feel good, I'm aware something's out of balance. And in relationship, it is always the energy exchange that's out of balance. Simply stated, if any relationship or co creation doesn't feel good, the first thing I'm going to look at is the energy exchange. So, in this particular situation, I noticed that I was obsessing over some feelings that didn't feel good. I noticed I felt disrespected. I felt discarded, disregarded. I began feeling some resentment and regret for having gotten into this co creative adventure. And I mean, I just overall felt dissed. Have you ever found yourself in having a conversation in the shower with somebody? I noticed I was doing that. I was, talking it out with them, mostly telling them off, well, here's how I feel. So I noticed that this was going on regarding this particular energy exchange. And so I have learned from level one. Level one has truly taught me to stop going out there to fix shit. Just don't do it. So that wasn't an option. I knew that I wasn't going to go have a conversation and ask the other party to change who they are. I'm in an unbalanced, uncomfortable relationship because something in my energy has me there. Period. Period. End of story. I'm going to say it again. I'm in an uncomfortable, out of balance, dysfunctional energy exchange because something in my energy has me there. So, why would I go out there to ask the other party to change it? The invitation is to come in here and play olives, observe my own energy. What's going on with me? Ask my guides, what's this all about? Why am I experiencing this? What in me wants to grow and expand through this experience? What do I have to learn from this? What can this experience teach me, expand me, take me deeper into consciousness? I know beyond any shadow of a doubt that everything in my experience unfolds to help me achieve my number one intention, which is mastery of consciousness, ascension, mastery of the earth journey. So I know that. So this must be happening to help me in that endeavor. So instead of thinking in human mode, oh, this relationship is messed up, it's them. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting everything I want from this relationship. What about me can change? What can this teach me? What can this show me? Now, this path of relationship as an invitation into wholeness is not always easy. What did I say early on? The human story confuses and masks the true energy exchange. And we humans are taught that that's what's real, is that human interaction. Masters know that it's not. Masters know it's an energy exchange. And for me in this situation, I'm not liking it. So I go inward, not outward. I come in here inside me and I ask myself some questions. What am I feeling? I let myself feel it. What's going on with me? Why do I feel this way? Why am I being treated this way? What in me is bringing forth that treatment from others? And here's the answer that I got in this particular situation. Now, it changes, from relationship to relationship, but my process does not. I'm always going to go inward and ask these questions. So I'm giving what I committed to give in this relationship, but the other party isn't. Ah, that explains why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. Typically, for me, resentment is a real good indication that I'm giving more than I'm getting. And if the other party has resentment, it typically means they perceive themselves as giving more than they're getting. But in any case, it's an out of balance relationship. Healthy, balanced, whole, conscious relationships don't have resentment or blame or shame. So for me, I realized, oh, I entered into an agreement with the other party that I would do this in exchange for that. and that I wasn't getting the that. And therefore, as I watched my energy, I began losing interest in giving what I committed to give. I began thinking, you know what? This isn't working out for me. I don't want to play anymore. And I was triggered into a journey that was worth the price of admission. Honest to God, because it had nothing to do with the relationship. That particular relationship unfolded the way it did because I had some out of balance, unresolved energies within me that I deserved to see. I was being invited to play the relationship game at a higher level and to become conscious of what that means and how it feels to me. And so I played olives with it. And I want to show you that process if you'd like to see that. Is this helpful? So I played olives with it. Now, you understand, I'm still in here doing my work. I'm still in here observing, feeling, analyzing, soothing. Oh, this hurt. This hurt because I thought I was dealing with conscious people to realize, I may not be. Oh, wow. And it hurt, that maybe I made the wrong choice. I had projected some consciousness onto, another party that, didn't deserve, all kinds of things going on in here. The humans trying to explain it. Screw all that. At some point, I have to just shut down the monkey mind and say, fuck you. There is nothing of value that you have to say to me. I am well aware of how energy works and that I am in this relationship because there's some sort of a match here for me. And I'm going to stop the monkey mind and find out what the match is because I want to raise my consciousness. I want to live as a conscious being. So here I am involved in something that doesn't feel good. I want to know what it is. So I came into the olives game with that perspective. First step of olives, own it. Just own it. I'm the creator of this dysfunctional relationship. Just own it. Stop trying to mask it, hide it, blame it on somebody else. Pretend that it's happening to me. I'm a victim of it. Oh God, I walked in mud again. Just own it. Something in my vibration is attracting this to me. I'm being treated this way because of something in my vibration. Just own it. I'm a match to this. All right, we're over that. Now look, listen, and learn. The L of olives. Go inward. What's really going on in my energy? What can I learn about myself in this experience? Why is this relationship out of balance? I want to see the truth. I don't want to keep pretending it's them. Is the world doing it to me? I want to see the truth. I want to know. I genuinely, sincerely, honestly, enthusiastically want to know what the fuck is going on in me that keeps creating this kind of dysfunction. I truly want to know, even if it's painful to look at. I'm going to love myself through that. I got the skills and the tools to play olives at a master level. I trust myself with this. So, am I able to influence this energy exchange into consciousness? Do I want to? My process in the look, listen, and learn uncovered some truths about the other party that I also need to take a look at. I may have entered into what I thought was a conscious relationship with another party that's not capable of that. So, one of the things I've learned in playing with conscious relationships is that when others don't do what they promise, it indicates that they're either unconscious, have no idea what a conscious relationship is, unable to fulfill their commitment to me, unable, truly just don't even have the resources, skills, time, whatever it is to do what they said they were going to do in relationship, or they're unwilling. They've changed their mind. They're either unconscious, unable, or unwilling. And it doesn't freaking matter why or which of those it is. That's none of my business. None. The only thing that's my business is, do I want to entangle with them? Stop expecting a conscious energy exchange from people who can't give it. I don't have to judge them. I don't have to make them wrong. I don't have to categorize them. I don't even have to label them. And I damn sure don't need to go exploring in their energy to find out why they're unconscious, unable, or unwilling. It is none of my business. None. I can't tell you how many closed doors I have sat on the backside and cried, why? Why? Why don't you want to play with me? Why can't you do what you said? Why? I don't do that anymore. Here's the why: they're unconscious, unable, or unwilling. And I'm not going to have a co creative conscious adventure with anyone who falls into those categories, or who even behaves that way in an agreement with me. Now, I don't have to get mad at that. You spend a lifetime getting upset about that. That's true entanglement. I'm going to go make them conscious and able and willing. I can do that. I'm worth that. Only to find out I'm not. So, look, listen, and learn taught me, showed me that in this particular situation, I was in that encounter again. That for whatever reason, the other party was behaving unconscious, unable, or unwilling. So I'm not entangled anymore. I have just freed myself from thinking it had anything to do with them. So, what's the third step of olives? It's the I. So, now what do I want? All right, so here's what is. I'm trying to have a conscious relationship with somebody who is unconscious, unable, or unwilling. So I'm going to stop that. I'm not going to do that. I don't play small, and I don't fake myself out anymore. If I'm going to have a relationship, I'm aware of who I'm playing with. But now what do I want? So I'm letting myself see the truth. I don't want to go into judgment. I don't want to go into, I still want to love and be present. But what I want is a conscious, balanced, healthy relationship. Okay, so now I'm admitting that at this time, in this situation, for whatever reason, the other party is not capable of that. So, do I want to stay in that dysfunctional relationship, giving what I agreed to give, not getting what they agreed to give? Do I want to stay? Do I want to renegotiate the terms of the relationship? Do I want to make an effort to upgrade the relationship? Which might mean, calling someone out on their unwillingness or inability or unconsciousness to do what they said they were going to do. What do I want? Well, for me, it used to be I want to blowtorch the hell out of them. And I'll pull out my blowtorch and cook them, you know? You fucked up. Look what you did to me. Blowtorch them. Sadly, I don't get that pleasure anymore. I just can't do it. And you're going to realize why as the weeks pass that, I'm well aware that what I give is what I get back in the world. And I don't like being blowtorched. So I don't get to blowtorch anymore. Now, as you well know, I do like a controlled burn sometimes. a controlled burn, but that's not out of control. That's, conscious Trish doing a controlled burn. So I know that's not what I want. I also know that I suspect, I'm not sure I know this yet. I suspect that it's not possible to invite an unconscious person to the table to be more conscious. They either want to be conscious or they don't, I rarely have any control over that. Um, I like to think that I do sometimes, but I don't. I don't. So what am I going to do? What are my choices? What are my choices? Um, I do know that I'm going to continue to love. I do know that I'm going to own that I play all the parts and that one of the first things I'm going to look at is where am I in relationship not fulfilling what I agreed to? Where am I doing to someone else what is now being done to me? I'm definitely going to spend some time there. So what I want, my intention in this is to milk this damn thing for every bit of growth opportunity that there is, because I have learned that if I don't milk this one for every growth opportunity, it's just going to happen again. And I'm kind of tired of unconscious relationships. I'm kind of tired of feeling disrespected in relationships. I'm kind of tired of giving in relationship when I don't get back. I've gotten pretty good about clearly communicating what I expect back. And I did so in this particular situation, actually, clearly 3 times. Came back and communicated, this is what I expect. So, one of the things that I intend is to milk this sucker for every growth opportunity that's available in it, because I'm already uncomfortable. I'm already, I'm not suffering, but it's damn uncomfortable. Um, and I don't want to do this again. I'd really like to get some growth opportunity out of it. So V of olives is vibration. What is the vibration of me staying whole, conscious, present, and intending my way through this situation? What is that vibration? The vibration for me is a lot of self love, tremendous self love, forgiveness. Holy shit, I did it again. Here I am again. Oh my God, I really thought this time this was going to be a conscious energy exchange. Forgiveness, soothing the hurt me. Ultimately, the vibration for me is a lot of inward love, tremendous amount of inward love. And knowing that this has nothing to do with the other party, absolutely nothing. Disconnecting any part of the human Trish who thinks that she's going to go fix it out there. There's that vibration that knowing this is an internal walk. And then comes the E of olives, which for me is the energy analysis. And we're going to spend more time with olives as this goes on. I'm showing you, how this works. We're going to spend more time. The energy analysis, I think of this as the bonus points because I'm going to go in and milk it for every goodie that I can get. There's follow the energy. How many other times have I felt this way? And allowing myself to go to that point in time and call that up and know that that's what's acting out here again. And it's acting out here again to give me another opportunity to step up my mastery in that particular energy dynamic. And there are some particular energy dynamics that I play over and over again in relationships. So I'm going to follow the energy and heal little Trish. The other one is play all the parts. When did I do this to someone else? And I'm going to love myself through those realizations because, newsflash, I lived the majority of my life unconscious. And I was often unconscious, unable, and unwilling to fulfill what I committed to in relationships. And I hurt a lot of people. And I'm going to own that in the E of olives. And now I'm at the S, the share. And I know that if I need to go to the other party and show them what they did that hurt me, that I haven't finished the olives game. I know I have a choice when it comes to the S. And if I'm not clean in my own energy, I'm damn sure not going to share with the other party because Trish, the human Trish, kicks in and wants to mask, wants to avoid, isn't clean in her own energy. And oh God, let me just get myself out of pain and go deal with you and let's just stop this shit. Stop the stimulus. Get me out of discomfort. Stop it. Now, I won't do that. And I didn't do that. What's the value in sharing? If the other party is indeed unconscious, unable, and unwilling, all I'm doing is beating them up. All I'm doing is creating more more distance, more discomfort, more disrespect between us. All I'm doing is making the relationship worse. It's not going to fix it just by me showing them that they're being unconscious, unable, and unwilling in not fulfilling something they committed to me. What's the value? How do I feel about the other party? Am I going to withhold love? Am I going to go into judgment? Am I going to think less of them? No, I'm not. Am I going to continue dancing with them? Probably not. Do you feel the difference? I'm going to make a conscious choice whether I want to continue playing with them. And Trish, as a loner, is more likely to walk away from a relationship that is unconscious than to stay and continue getting dissed. That's my choice. You get to make whatever choice you want to make. So I'm not going to react and blow it up either. Now, if I stay, I'm going to do so in my wholeness. I'm going to step up my game, even if the other party doesn't. How does that look? I'm going to be well aware of what it is that I'm getting, and I'm going to renegotiate my terms. Even if I don't go to them and renegotiate the terms, is what I'm getting in this exchange worth me staying? And in this particular one, I haven't decided, but I will tell you that I can feel the invitation to stay and step up my consciousness and see how I behave. Just for the thrill of it. What happens if I bring my consciousness to this relationship? What happens if I just bump up my energy and just getting the opportunity to do that with people who claim to be conscious, the other party that's not fulfilling their obligation, just the opportunity to play at that level? Hmm, there's an interesting thing I'm getting. That might be worth the price of admission. Maybe I'm renegotiating the terms. So I hope now that you understand why I say once I get to the S, it's the litmus test. If when I get to the S after playing olives, I'm still wanting to rush out and let them know what they did to me and ask them to change who they are, I know I haven't milked that game for every value that it offers me. And the truth is, at this stage of the game, there just really isn't a reason to share. Now, once I have gone through that whole process, doors open that I couldn't see while I was still hurt, dissed, feeling taken advantage of. Once I have come clean with myself at the end of the olive, options become available for a master that I can't see when I'm in human mode. And so I'm at that stage now back at the I of what is it that I want now. Oh, okay. So I can see that there is other value. I'm grateful that this energy exchange went the way it did because, good God, look what all I got out of this. My energy's cleaner. Um, I'm more aware of what I want and who I be in the world and who I want to play with. And so I don't have to make it about them, you see. It has not, I'm grateful. Oh my God, I'm so grateful that this happened. So I'm not going to withhold love. I'm more aware of how I like to be treated. I'm looking at my relationship saying, where am I out of my integrity? Where am I not giving what I said that I was going to get? And then I'm going to invest my energy in healthy, whole, happy relationships. It's all about what can I learn about me, not about what can I learn about the other party, them, you. Has nothing to do with any of that. I don't need to know why you did that. I don't need to psychoanalyze whatever's going on with anybody else to understand why I get what I get from them. None. It's a waste of energy. All that energy that I can invest in here, in me, to understand why I'm dancing with that. What in you attracted me to that? How do you feel about this? Are you grasping what I shared with you here today? I have to play olives with that hundreds of times. Every time I get triggered, every time I get stuck, every time I get entangled, it's an invitation to play olives with that relationship again and again. There are some people in my life who bring such a complexity of energy that I have to keep going deeper, further, with the understanding the energetic dynamics at play. You get to decide. That's I of olives. Okay, so now you know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody unconscious, unable, unwilling. Now you know who you're playing with. The I of intention is okay, so that's what is. Now, what do I want? You get to decide what you want. You want to stay in the relationship? You want to stay and be conscious, even knowing that they're unconscious? Do you want to withhold love? Do you want to blowtorch them? Do you want to pretend that it's their problem? What do you want now? That's the I. And then the V is get into vibrational harmony with that. If you choose to stay in the relationship, what you might want is to stop lying with yourself about who you're playing with. I have a dysfunctional relationship with my son. It comes in and out of function. I
Right.
don't leave his life, but I'm well aware that it can get volatile, and I'm well aware that I can get hurt and have to play olives again with a new level of hurt. So I
Mhm.
haven't walked away from that relationship, but I am well aware of what the two dynamics do there, and I'm not spending any time figuring out why he's treating me that way. I just know that it doesn't feel good. Who am I going to be now? What can
Mm,
I learn from that? Where have I been that with others? Oh my God, that's a good one in familial situations. When
mhm.
have I played his part? I did that same shit to my parents. Holy crap. I look back on how I was as a child, what my mother wanted from me, and I totally uh, refused to give that to her. Where am I playing all the parts? So please, please hear me. I did not mean to intend that you're to trash all these relationships. Just the opposite. Milk them for every bit of growth that you can possibly get, because that's what opens the door to have more conscious relationships. There's the invitation. Keep observing how you like to be treated, what you give and get, and add a couple columns to the chart if you want. Is that relationship whole or is it human? Just let yourself see the truth. And if you choose, play olives with it.